Hey YouTube, it's JP Dillon. Today we're going to be looking at this 1960s McGraw Edison Toastmaster, model 5319. 19 obviously being the 19-inch size. This is a 3-speed, 3 being, you get it. 3-speed, 19-inch. Anyways, this was a freebie that an estate sale company couldn't get rid of it. They just said, it turns on and it buzzes. Well, it's locked up tight. We can just stick our finger in here and that don't want to move. So the coils don't look burnt. So we're going to try to resurrect this thing. And I'm going to see if it's possible to get this thing operational again, because these were really nice fans. They moved a lot of air. The 3-speed is definitely decent. But what I need to do is get it apart, get the blade off the hub if possible, assess it, re-oil it. The main problem with Toastmaster stuff, all McGraw Edisons, is that the bearing material is really soft. So what we're hoping for is that it just locked up from sitting with crappy grease and that it wasn't run without oil for all eternity until it's seized, which we won't really know. And also, I'm going to need to reattach the switch because it's just kind of floating there, but I have a nut we can reattach that switch to the frame. Surprisingly, the rubber handle isn't cracked and broken. It's still very supple, but overall, I mean, it's pretty nice shape for what it is. It's got some signs of being stored away for a while, so I'm hoping that it's just seized from sitting. So let's get it apart and see if we can get the motor free from the blade and get it apart and get the old grease cleaned out and some new oil put in. Alright, so up on the patio seems like a good enough place for any, since my workbench is currently being occupied by a cassette deck and I don't have others set up just yet, so we're going to be taking it apart here. Alright, so after some 5/16 screw removal, I took the knob off and put a retaining nut on here. We just need to tighten it. That gets our switch back together, but we still have a very stuck fan here, and I'm just rocking it against the bearing. I don't want to do that. So the next thing we need to do is see about getting the blade off the hub. Let's see what Allen keys I have. This kind of looks like what I'm looking for, and I'm sure this is going to collapse down into the barrel at any moment. Yep, that's the size. 5/32. So you need 2 hands. It's gonna need an impact, so hold on. Let's see if I can get it off here with the drill. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Well, that was easy. I was figuring it was going to be stuck on there given the amount of rust on this thing. But we haven't gotten it off yet. It's pretty yucky. Hard to see with the sunlight, but just keeping track of all my stuff. Tomato seedlings. Giant tomato bush. We're growing a bunch of them this year. Alright, I'm going to need both hands. Let me see if I can pull the blade off of here. Alright, so thankfully the blade came off pretty easy. Now we need to get the motor out of the frame and the housing apart. Now that could be a little bit more tricky. That could be requiring some prying and love taps with a hammer. And then there's all this fresh, wonderful stuff here we need to vacuum out. We'll be cleaning this all up, but first I just want to see if I can get the dang motor unstuck, and then we can worry about the rest of it, because it is it's locked up really good. Alright, I decided to move into the shade a little bit more so we didn't have the sun beating down on us and blinding the camera. However, I'm going to need to get a different toolkit because this is 7/16 and I don't have any 7/16 sockets, and I mean I could use pliers or something like that, but they're kind of stuck on there, so I don't want to round them off if I don't have to. It's better just to get something else that works. Alright, so we're going to try this 11 mil, which seems to be pretty gosh darn close. Oh, they're on there tight. Alright. So far this is going a lot easier than I hoped for. Is that the way I'm supposed to word that? Word's not working today, sorry. Now this is probably going to fall. Alright, let me set the hardware aside. We'll get it loose from the frame and then see how much of a bear it is to get apart. Well, that's an interesting thing to see there. Hut and nut. But you can see in there the grease is pretty hardened up, so I don't see any burned windings, so that's good. So let's release those and see if we can pop this apart. Okay, I got the motor hardware off. Now we just need to get the halves apart, and I can hear creaking and cracking when I squeeze the housing, so it is breaking free, but it's not coming apart by hand, so I'm going to have to get it a little love tap with a screwdriver and a hammer just to get the case separated. I'm sure the bearing has something to do with that, it being stuck. But I don't want to wail on it too hard because, well, then the problem of it is I might break the bearing or break the bearing retainer, and then we have more fun to deal with. So let me see if I can just get this apart easily, and then we'll clean all the gunk out. Alright, so I was able to get the front housing off, but you can see that bearing is that's pretty heavily worn. That's not what I want to see, and that has definitely been starved of oil. So this one will run again, but likely it'll just be super noisy and it'll just be relegated to the garage. And I even haven't gotten the back part out yet because it's the worst. It's really sticky. So I'm just going to get some good old-fashioned WD-40 or penetrating lube in the back bearing and work it until it's free enough to pull out. So we're just going to go from the back side here and hose this thing with some WD-40. And we'll work the bearing a little bit back and forth and see if we can't get it to free up. It's pretty badly stuck. I'm going to need both hands for this one and maybe a little bit of heat, so give me a moment and we'll see if we can get it free. Alright, so a little bit of persuasion and she's out. But like the front one, the back bearing is pretty heavily polished there and worn, so I'm not having high hopes for this motor. But we will clean it off. Just get some isopropanol and some Q-tips, clean everything out, and then just heavily lubricate it. I'm just going to use the 3-in-1 electric motor oil, which is good enough for this application, and run it up and see how well it does. But I don't have high hopes for this thing. It was starved. That's why it locked up. So it'll probably be noisy, but at least it'll work. Okay, so I got the camera propped up in a way that it's probably going to fall over at any second, so my apologies if that happens. But we're just going to take some isopropanol and some Q-tips and just go to town on this thing. And it's just a matter of cleaning off all that old trash. All that old oil goes bye-bye. And you can see the surface of that really isn't in that great a shape. Although the back's a little bit better than the front, it's still awful. Yep, see, I told you. But you get the idea of what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to finish polishing that, and then we'll get inside of here and we'll clean it out just the same. And I'll show you what it's like when it's finished. Alright, so I've got these all fairly well cleaned out. The rotor assembly is about as good as it's going to get there. The bearing's all cleaned up. The shaft's cleaned up. Thrust washers are cleaned up. And I kind of did the same with the housing. It's really hard to see, but I cleaned all that up as best I could. I'm just going to pack a bunch of oil in it and reassemble it. The sad thing is that this has oil ports on it. It has oil ports. They're dry as a bone. The felts are dry as a bone. So I soaked them with oil. I'm just going to keep adding oil until they don't absorb anymore, and just hope for the best, because yeah, this thing seized up real good. And this is what I'm using in case you're curious. This is the blue one, not to be confused with the red one, which is not motor oil. It has a detergent in it. This is a non-detergent. I think this is 30 weight. No, 20 weight. Anyways, I just buy this at Lowe's down the street. It's really cheap, but it's good stuff. You can also use the MO98 turbine oil zoom spout. That works too. But yeah, basically I just pop the cap, and then we just go in and saturate the felts. This one's starting to get full. Puts them down in the bearing too. You just keep going until it can't absorb anymore. And same with the one down here. We're just going to let it soak it all in. And then we'll oil up the shaft and stuff like that, front and back too. Anyways, let me do that and put it back together, and we'll see how she spins. Alright, so after a little bit of a struggle, I got the motor back together. And it spins pretty good. It's a nice spin down time. So I think now what we'll do is we'll clean up the frame, clean the blades a bit, put it all back together, and see how she runs. Alright, it's starting to look a lot better. Got the motor mounted, got the grass clippings cleaned up. Let's just do a once over and put the blade back on and fire it up and see how it does. Okay, we got the blade on here just kind of loosely, but we got a scraping problem. Looks like it's hitting the cord down here. So I need to secure that with a zip tie or something, and then we should be able to cinch that up. Piece of nylon string should hold it there. Keep it happy. Okay, so we got the blade back on there. No interference. Let's just finish cleaning the blade off, and then we'll go plug it in. Alright, so we're at the back of the shop. There's some outdoor power. Sorry for the wind noise, but that's just where I'm at. So we're going to do the famous smoke test and see if it survives. Not too bad. Not terribly noisy either. Man, it's hard to tell with all the wind going, but now that I at least know that it's going to work, I can reassemble it, and we can give it one more test on a more normal inside kind of thing. It's pretty well balanced too. It's not shaking. Nice spin down time. We got lucky. This one isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okie dokie. Let's put it back together. We'll test it inside. Okay, reassembled, cleaned up. Let's see how she does inside. Very nice. Got a little bit of bearing noise. It's not terrible. It might get better as it wears in. Almost seems to happen on high. That's medium. And that's low. So yeah, I call this one done. I'll just run it in for a few days and make sure that the motor doesn't get too hot or draw too many amps, but I think this one's good. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the journey. More stuff to come.